What's up, guys? This is Telith once more, and I am very happy to be doing another video. I was afraid the last one I did, however many months ago, was going to be the last, but I've never been happier to say it, but I was wrong about the Ressurection update, or at least about this part of it. If you've been living under a rock or been away from the game like me, the Ressurection update changed all MP characters into this new AMP format that the most recent characters have. So you can now either charge your MP to cast a special, or you can hit the shortcut ASD or F to activate the special, and you'll get a cooldown, and countering also applies a cooldown to all of the skills. Now, ASD and F. The second part of Ressurection applying to characters is everybody has a fourth bar now, and they're what's the North American version calling them? Extreme skills? Something like that. And they are very extreme in most cases. You've got Battle Mage's The End, which is an apocalypse. Just giant, enormous meteors raining down from the sky. You've got Knights. I'm calling it Bankai because I don't even watch Bleach and I know what a Bankai is, and that's it. Knights Bankai. So that's cool. I don't know. Everybody's got a really crazy fourth bar now. And there's also 4 bars of MP as another big thing. So all that stuff was added in this Ressurection update. And when I saw it a month or two ago, I don't remember when it hit KGC, I've thought that was it. I thought that was game over. I thought, oh my god, they actually turned everything into AP. There's no hope for Grand Chase. But having played with it now, I am glad to say I was wrong. It is a necessary step, or evolution, or no, it's Ressurection. They're calling it Ressurection. It's a necessary step that had to be taken in order to bring the characters closer together. The scariest thing to me when I was watching, each new ST get added and each AP character be released, I was afraid because I knew these weren't going anywhere. Those characters were there to stay. The STs were there to stay, and I was like, there's no way we can fix this. This just can't be done. We cannot keep the same game and fix it. And, I mean, I'm right. It's not the same game anymore, but I think it's for the best, and it's definitely a step in the right direction. Yeah, my initial thoughts, my big problem with it in the beginning was this. The charging system that we used to use for MP, where you had to hold down Z to charge it up, created a checks and balances system with regards to specials. If you were going to special, you could not be doing your regular attacks. And if you were going to do your regular attacks, you could not be preparing to special. So, almost looking at it now, my opinion's definitely changed. But that's the way I thought it was, and I thought that that was so important and that the game would not be able to function without it. But really, can't express how happy I am to be wrong. I mean, my favorite game can live on. That's the way I thought it would be. The way it ended up actually being with this new instacast system is a bit different. That mechanic of checking and balancing yourself between your specials and your regular attacks is gone. That's gone forever, pretty much. You can now special whenever. But in its place, we have this new, arguably deeper mechanic added, and it's complemented with the fourth bars, and that is now where before you could keep your opponents from dealing their major damage by just playing a high pressure game a high pressure game, where you're always on them, where they can't just run around and build up MP and special whenever they wanted. You kept the pressure up, you kept the aggression, and they would not be able to just start busting out specials everywhere. Well, now they can do that, but this is a different kind of pressure now. What is added is now forcing a counter or forcing an early special is a big deal. Now it's like a part of the game. It's you want to make your opponents waste their MP so they can't just build it up where they can special wherever they want. If you're fighting my knight and I can lock you into a combo, I like my neutral combos, do them all the time, and I have MP, you're dead, because I'm pretty sure the first part of knight's 3 bar is incounterable. But now I can just hit that first part of the combo and then just slap D and you'll die. But now what you want to do is force me to keep using my MP, whether it is to counter or to avoid another special or something. That's become an important part of the game. And it's even more true with the fourth bars, because those fourth bars are, some of them are catastrophic. You know, BM's The End, the apocalyptic meteors raining from the sky, actually one of the worst ones. They're not huge individual damage, it's easy to counter. It's just really, really long. But then you've got, let's use Saviors. Saviors creates this massive homing tornado, which will follow a player around the map until it hits them. And it lasts like 10 full seconds. And, you know, I mean, unless you're a DA or something, you're going to have a hard time avoiding that. And even if you counter, it's going to last so much longer that it's probably going to hit you for a good amount, too. And it just juggles you forever. You know, from the old standpoint, it's like, why are you allowing that into this game? That's too overpowered. There's nothing the opponent can do about it. It shouldn't be there. But from this new perspective that I've taken, where you need to force MP, it's like, well, why did you allow them to build 4 bars of MP without stopping them? It's your fault for letting that happen. 4 bars of MP does not happen in an instant. I don't know the exact actual charge rate, but that's a lot of charging. And that's a lot of charging in which they have never been forced to use MP to counter or special. So this new dynamic is going to play a big role in games. Another thing is, overall, this instant cast acts as sort of a minor buff to the lesser classes and has no real impact on the major ones. I said in a forum post that the best players and the best classes are the ones who can minimize the time between, or the gap between specialing and skilling. And that's classes like Geese or DA. I'm going to use those for my examples. DA, the playstyle, allows you to 1-bar whenever you need to, pretty much. You know, in the old style. That's why it was so strong. That was why it was so incredibly powerful before it was nerfed, is because you could just, zoom in there and slam on the ground and 1-bar, and everything around you was frozen. Because that class did not have to worry about the same gap between skilling and attacking that other classes do, like Knight. DA was so powerful. Geese is powerful because that combo turns into a special, and the special turns into a combo. The attacking and the specialing are almost the same thing with Geese. So those classes don't benefit from this instant cast, but other classes do. Like Knight, for example. Like I said, I like to combo a lot, and I can make it happen in 1v1s. But now if I get that combo off, I can just 3-bar instantly. And if you allow that to happen, and, well, I mean, unless things start changing, I'm probably still going to have 3 bars most of the time. I usually use my MP very conservatively. But, you know, that's an advantage I now have, and that, you know, gives me, I mean, you compare what I could have done to a Geese before to what I could do now, it's like, almost seems like a huge deal. It's not quite as huge a deal, but it's a major difference. And one of the examples I used when I was afraid for Grand Chase because of this update was a Guaning Archer. You know, everybody hates Guan for some reason. I really don't understand it. I mean, it's good, but it's not like, whatever. That's not the point of this. Is that now instead of, you know, having to guess and predict when they're going to come under attack, they can just slap their 2-bar and fire away without any planning. And that happens too, but on the other hand, I mean, it's Archer we're talking about. Archer's not exactly a huge class, and neither is Nova, and usually you should be expecting a 2-bar from either of those classes if they have the MP. So you want to force their MP anyways, and it's not that exactly unavoidable. Neither of their delays are exceptionally locky. So that's the way it kind of turned out, and I'm really happy about that. The 4th bars, like I said, some are really good and some are really bad. But I think overall I'm going to say I like them, and I think they do have a place in competitive PvP. That was after I was playing Survivals with JRT, and he was testing a bunch of them, camping, you know, like a scrub for 4 bars and spamming it, whatever. But I think they do have a place. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of JRT and being a scrub, JRT is starting an ambitious project. It's a Grand Chase League, you know, in the style of other competitive games, where you're going to have your 3v3 team, and there's going to be a bunch of sets of rules, and you're going to play with the other 3v3 teams in your division. Well, we're not going to have divisions, obviously, not this early, but you're going to play against other teams for a top spot. I said it's an ambitious project. They have their own website. It's currently under construction. I will post a link to that in the description. They also have a discussion thread on the forums and a beta sign-up thread. also, I will post those. I highly encourage you to participate in this, whether you have any 3v3 experience or none at all, whether you can't even play competitively. As a matter of fact, if you can't, I would encourage you even more to play, because if this project is a success, it's going to redefine competitive PvP for Grand Chase. It's going to include a bans and pick system, which is something JRT talked about whenever. Because, games like Grand Chase are inherently unbalanced. There's tiers, there's clearly good ones and clearly bad ones. With his bans and pick system, you can say at the beginning, before the game, maybe each team gets 3 bans. There's no specifics yet. I'm just using this as an example. One team picks to ban Geese, DA, and Nova. Let's just say something like that. Well, then neither team can use any of those 3 classes. And the other team can pick 3 of their own. And so you're forced to adapt to new compositions of teams that may not be the most objectively good ones. So people who play more than one class are going to be in an advantage. It sounds pretty cool to me because I play LSEs, and it's not exactly a top tier character. SM maybe, but if you ban my SM, I will happily play Savior or Knight. I would love to play Knight in a 3v3. I'd love to have an excuse to go into a competitive game with Knight and just all around or whatever. But you look at players like me or Nex. Nex plays Archer. That's his main class, and it's his favorite class. But he never gets to play it because it just can't stack up against the other ones. If the other team has a DA, well, it's almost if it's a good DA, it's almost impossible to protect your Archer enough for him to get anything done. But now we can ban DA, and Nex is gonna be. I don't know if you guys have seen Nex play, but he's not somebody to take lightly. He makes Archer look a lot scarier than it should be. So, then you maybe want to ban his Archer. Well, then he's got to play something else too. So, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. And if it works well, and I have a hard time seeing it working badly, at least, then this could be the new way everything happens. So, yeah, I encourage you to participate in this, whether you're good or bad or new or old. Just pick some people up and play. It's you're representing your guild. Each guild gets 2 teams, and all the players have to be from that guild. And yeah, you just go over the sign-up thread, put your information down. Really, every person participating will help, and we'll get to see if we can't push PvP in a new and better direction. So that's it for the update, and then Joey's thing. As for the rest of the update, I am not quite as happy with. The UI is even worse than before. They just crammed all the buttons into that stupid drop-down menu that I hate so much. So I'm not happy with that at all. The inventory is the same, and nothing actually changed in the UI. I already made a post about that. I don't want to go into the details, but I'm not happy about that. The other big bad thing is the 4th bar and the 4th bar specials are going to be cash only. That's ridiculous. This is not... I heard the argument that it's the same as cash vessels or cash ST skills. It's not the same. Before, you had alternatives. The things you got, those were extra. You still had your 1 bar, 2 bar, and 3 bar, but now this 4th bar, if you play without it against somebody who does, you're a special down, and that's kind of a big deal. And the 4th bar itself, too, because they're separate. I found that out when I bought a key, because I always spend money on things because I don't want to do work. But I bought a key and I unlocked the bar, and it turns out that's separate from the special. So you have to pay for the 4th bar and for the special itself. From the sounds of it, if that's what I'm understanding, then that's what it is, and the keys are $6K cash each. That's $6, $6 American dollars. That's $12K. That's $12 per class to have the 4th bar and the 4th bar special. Obviously, you're not necessarily going to get one for every single class, but it's cash only. Why would you make something like this cash only? That bothers me. That's not right, and that's... I don't know. It's a problem for competitive play because everybody should be on hypothetically even ground. I found out you can't turn the 4th bar off after you get it, so my Knight permanently has 4 bars of MP, and anytime I play someone with 3 bars, I have a small advantage of having extra MP in my pool, and I'm not okay with that. That's a major problem to me. Right now there's a GP mission, but from what I hear, that's temporary. So when that's gone, poof. People are, saying, I hope that there'll be a lot of events for them. But the reason skill keys were so common as event rewards is because nobody needed them anymore. Nobody was going to pay for them anymore because everybody had what they wanted. And these are twice as expensive, and you need 2 of them, and they're new. So I'm skeptical about that, and I'm not okay with them doing it this way. Because, at least you can turn a 4th bar off, I think. I don't know. I don't have one. I'm not spending more money on that because I don't agree with it. I think you can at least turn a 4th bar off, but you can't turn the 4th bar of MP off. So there's no regulating that in competitive play. So that's not cool. Anyways, it's a good thing overall. I'm glad it happened, and I'm glad that Grand Chase will continue on. But it is not... it's a good thing that the game's not going to die because of it, but it's not like a huge plus. It's just a not bad thing. It's not really a good thing. There's still so much that needs to be fixed with the game. Dungeons, I hear, are a little bit more enjoyable. I don't know why. I'm not going to go find out. PvP's still got its messed up. Our replay system has been broken for 3.5 years now. Not a single fix for that. Just stuff like that. And the inventory is still a mess. We have like 6 extra functions because the inventory is a mess, and it's just, they gotta fix that stuff. That's the kind of stuff that really needs to be changed if we want to improve the game as a whole. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this update. I'm happy to make another video. I'm probably not going to go back to making videos regularly. I'm not really going to be playing Grand Chase regularly either. I'm a little too deep into competitive TF2 now. It's taking up a lot of my time. But I'm still going to be here, and unless I'm really bored, I probably won't be making too many more videos, unless something new shows up. But don't hold your breath. Alright?
Stop. Playing games. I'm running. Stranger minds. Stop. Playing games. I'm running. Stranger minds. Stop. Playing games. Running stranger minds. Stop playing games. Running stranger minds. Playing games, thinking I'm running stranger minds. You've been taking much too long, trying to find what's going on. Wasting all my precious time while you're making up your mind. You think you're really in the know, waiting for the sign to blow. I've been waving that green flag and your mind.